That's the worst thing that you could have said. The worst thing. Welcome, bitches, one and all, to my reaction to episode 7 of Heartstopper Bully. So last time we had the school concert, which was really nice to see, not only for Nick and Charlie, but for Tara and Darcy as well, as they had some really beautiful scenes with one another. Now, episode 7, the title does scare me a little bit because obviously called Bully, little bit worrying, but moving on, the episode itself, we need Charlie to have a sit down with Tao and explain that him and Nick are together and why he is being told last. Because I feel like if Charlie doesn't bring up the fact that Tao is the last one to know, Tao will find out and it will cause more issues. I think Charlie needs to just sit down and say, look, I'm telling you now, the reason it took me so long is da-da-da-da-da. I would assume it's just relating to the fact that he's his best friend and he didn't want his relationship with Nick to come between them and cause a rift. I don't know, but he just needs to have a sit down with Tao and tell him. But yes, with that said, very excited to get into it and see the penultimate episode of Heartstopper. So without further ado, let's go. Wait, don't tell me they're going on a date. Don't.
Where are you going?
Please tell me they're going on that date they talked
Nick's
about.
invite me around to the cinema with his friends.
With his friends? Uh-oh.
Glad Nick's such a nice friend.
Oh, Tori, I love you.
But, actually, me and Nick, we're kind of going out.
My
Called it.
boy, I love you. Well done.
I'm happy for you.
Aww.
Thanks.
You're hanging out with his mates now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a bit concerning.
They don't seem that nice compared to Nick.
I'll be fine.
Oh, I'm glad that she's noticed that just from afar. Says a lot about her character.
So is he your boyfriend?
Oh.
We're not ready to label it yet.
We're not ready. I think Charlie's
Your
ready.
crush on him was super embarrassing.
Go away.
Aww. That was such a nice scene. She seems really lovely. The way that she's like just from a distance already noticed that Nick seems a lot nicer than his friends is, I don't know, it's a bit heartwarming that other people can clearly see that as well. And not only that, but it says a lot about her as a person that she can tell that and she's looking out for her brother as well. And oh, really sweet.
So, I was wondering if you wanted to come over.
Oh God, back to this. Ugh.
Since we're boyfriends. What?
Oh.
Why would you think we're boyfriends?
Thus why Charlie doesn't want to label it so early because he's scared to scare Nick away. Okay. Hopefully a healthy relationship will repair your feelings on that.
If any of those boys says anything, does anything nasty, you just call me, okay?
Nick's
What a
gonna be there.
good dad.
I'll be fine.
Holy shit. That's so, oh, that was so heartwarming to see.
Bye.
I wonder if his dad's noticed. Ah.
Are you sure your friends are going to be okay with me being here?
Yeah.
Of course. We'll be fine. Ben and Harry aren't coming.
Oh, sick.
They all probably think I'm this, like, gay nerd.
Well, you kind of are a gay nerd.
I was waiting for him to say it.
Rugby lad.
Nothing wrong being a gay nerd, Charlie. I am a little scared that Ben and Harry are going to be there, though.
Nick and his best mate.
For fuck's sake, bro.
Just looking behind him like a little girl.
You know, go fuck yourself, mate. Oh, honestly. He just makes me so angry.
I'm not really hungry, to be honest.
Yeah, he's
You get
nervous.
some, though?
Sure.
Chaw.
Wow, that just slipped out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it
say
did.
again.
No.
I like it. It's cute.
No, I'm never calling you it again.
Fucking beautiful, mate. Oh god, they're behind them as well. Fuck. Careful they don't. Oh, he saw. He saw. Or did he not actually see? He definitely looked down. Aww. It's like they're surrounded by predators. Wow, Nick. That's so cute. And brave. Well done, my boy. God, I'm feeling anxious for them and I'm not even there. And I'm not even them in this situation. It's just, oh, so uncomfortable, mate.
So, Charlie Spring, quick question. What's it like being gay?
I don't know, probably a better life than yours though, mate.
You don't seem that gay, to be honest. I mean, you do sound sort of gay, but that's it.
Oh, that's a nice stereotype.
Harry, can you just piss off, please?
Well done, Nick.
What about Nick? You think he's hot?
Oh, can you fuck off?
Stop. Wow. Take a joke, mate.
Oh, this honestly, it makes me so fucking frustrated, mate. Like, how... I don't understand what goes through these kind of people's heads when they're doing this. Like, do they genuinely think that this is okay and that this is funny? Because if that's your sense of humor, mate, that's fucking appalling. And oh my... I don't understand it. Honestly, something that I've noticed that this show does so well is its realism, because this is not just realistic in the sense of it's showing how Charlie is taking it and how uncomfortable Charlie is feeling. It's realistic in the bullies are saying and doing things that people actually do in real life. And I myself have been in a situation like this before, and it's so fucking uncomfortable and you just don't know how to respond. And I do not understand what goes through these people's heads when they're doing it. What do they think they're getting out of this? Do they actually think this is funny? Because if so, my fucking god, mate. It's just gross, honestly. I will never understand it. I hope that Harry can grow up to be some kind of decent human being, because right now he is fucking deplorable. Oh, look at Charlie. For fuck's sake, look what you've done.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
No.
It's not fine.
Harry was being a complete idiot and
He's being a... Let's be honest.
I'm honestly used to it by now.
Oh, that's not a good thing. Oh, that's really upsetting, mate. Oh, you can fuck off.
Charlie,
Fuck off.
I saw you holding hands with him
And?
in the cinema,
You jealous? Are you actually jealous?
No.
but you are getting with him.
Are you actually jealous right now?
Well, I believe that you're not going out with him.
Oh, get a life, Ben. Get a fucking life.
You actually thought I liked you.
Oh, you did. That's why you're having this
There,
reaction
some
now, you
tragic
fucking
loser
idiot.
With barely any friends who ate lunch alone every day and let bullies walk all over you. I never liked you.
Hit him, Charlie. I need a moment to break that down. Holy fuck. The amount of, like, insults that cut deep that he just said. Holy shit. I want to look over that again. As if anyone would go out with someone as desperate as you. Wow. You were there like some tragic loser with barely any friends who ate lunch alone and let bullies walk all over you. You're a fucking... He's literally taking his own insecurities, his own pain, his own jealousy of what Charlie has with Nick and actually being with someone who's a nice person. And he's taking it out on Charlie right now to try and make himself feel better, which is... Oh my god, if you ever do that in your life, that's fucking disgusting. And you need to take a long, hard look in the mirror and realize why you're doing it and why you should apologize, because, wow. I thought Harry was bad, genuinely. I thought that everything that was gone here was really anxiety-inducing and really shitty, and I felt really bad for Charlie, but that was a whole nother level.
Are you okay? What was that about?
Nothing.
What's so sad about all of this is he was really looking forward to having a night with Nick, and then these two twats have collectively ruined it. Not just ruined the night, but really hurt Charlie.
Go on then. What's your problem with Charlie?
You can't just bring some gay boy into our group and expect us all to immediately love him.
So this is a problem with him being gay?
Come on, none of us are being homophobic.
You literally are.
Someone really needs to learn to take a joke.
No, but you weren't
Oh
joking,
my
were
god.
you? You just saw the perfect opportunity to make someone feel miserable and humiliated, as usual.
Cut deep, Nick, come on.
You're getting so angry. You can't help wanting to protect him, can you? Because he's a pathetic little fag.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry to pause in during the fight scene, but I'm honestly a little bit taken back. I'm a little bit taken back. That word just has so much baggage to it that that like broke my brain for a second. I'll go back. I don't want to hear it again, but I'll go back just to keep going.
So you're going to tell me what happened?
There's not really anything to tell.
Oh, Nicky,
Oh,
come
I'm
on.
glad that Nick stood up for Charlie, but I just... Fucking hell, mate. Honestly.
Harry was saying some really nasty stuff about Charlie. I lost it.
Once again, I love the communication he has with his mum. Beautiful.
Sweetheart, you know fighting's not the answer.
Yeah, I agree to an extent that fighting is not the answer, but some people will only ever understand with physical violence, and I know that that's really, like, I know that's a shit thing to say, but genuinely, I don't think you'll be able to get through to Harry's head how fucked up the things he's saying is without truly giving him some consequences. And I'm sure Nick can find some other consequences to fuck Harry's life up, and fucking pray that he does. But that was, in that moment, I do not blame Nick whatsoever for hitting Harry, because he fucking deserved it. And I don't know. which made me love Nick even more, that he went to those lengths to defend Charlie. And I'm a little bit sad that Charlie didn't see it, simply because I'm scared that Charlie doesn't realize just how much Nick likes him and just how much Nick is going to defend him. Because obviously Nick, in that moment before, just before Charlie left, when Harry was doing all those questions, Nick did bring it up, but he didn't go full force to try and protect Charlie, which, don't get me wrong, not expecting Nick to. It's like a one person against 8 people. It's understandable why Nick wouldn't, but I am sad that Charlie didn't see how dedicated Nick is to defending him.
He just used a really bad word.
Very bad.
I see. Charlie's a really special friend, isn't he?
Does she know that it's a bit more?
Yeah.
Aww, dude. My heart. My boy. I've never wanted in my life so hardly to reach into a screen and hug someone. Genuinely.
What happened to you?
Ask Nick Nelson. He's got some serious anger issues.
Did you have a fight?
You just can't seem to take a joke anymore.
No, you were being an absolute twat.
You okay?
Oh,
It's fine. Let's just go.
I love the way that Tao came
Wanna
running.
fight too?
You clearly didn't get hugged much as a child, but if you're craving human contact that badly, you could just say so.
Yeah, maybe listen to your boyfriend. At least he knows his place.
You're obsessed with boyfriends, mate. It's actually, are you gay? Like, are you suppressing something? Like, what is going on here? You're obsessed with making everyone Charlie's boyfriend. Do you want to be his boyfriend? I am a little bit concerned here, because we have seen in the past, and we've seen just then as well, that when Tao has had a confrontation with Nick's friends, Charlie has been very much like, no, let's go, which to me reads as an anxiety thing, where you don't want any trouble, you just want to like keep your head down and keep on with your day. So the fact that Nick had a fight, I'm a little scared that Charlie may not see it as him defending Charlie, and he may see it as things getting worse, but I don't know. We'll see.
Hi.
What happened?
I kind of got into a fight.
Yeah.
Nick.
Aww.
Didn't have to do that. I promise. I'm used to people saying stuff about me.
Charlie, that's not the... Exactly, that's not the point. You shouldn't be used to it.
You shouldn't have to put up with anything like that.
I love how emotional they're both getting. Once again, fucking incredible actors.
I don't even want to be friends with those people anymore.
I don't expect you to dump your friends for me.
This is... I'm not annoyed at Charlie. It's a very frustrating aspect of Charlie, but like, it's something you can't get annoyed at. It's just from an outside perspective, it's frustrating to see someone who is so diminishing of themselves as a person. Like, Charlie is seeing all of this as, no, you don't have to do that for me. I'm not worth you doing that. And it's so sad to see that Charlie is of this mindset that he doesn't deserve someone to be there for him. He doesn't deserve someone to stand up for him. It's just fucking sad, but I'm glad that Nick does it anyway. Like, Nick's like, no, you do deserve that, and I'm going to defend you. Aww. Dude, stop. He's going to his little corner. Is this related to what Ben said about eating alone? Oh, my boy.
I think it was my fault.
What do you mean?
What was?
Harry picking on me and Charlie. I can handle it because I can stick up for myself, but Charlie can't.
You know that'll just make you both a target.
Yeah, there is something to say about keeping your head down and keeping your mouth shut will make someone bored and not want to play with you, whereas fighting back is kind of feeding into what they want. The way that I used to always go through school was just head down and not pay attention to any of it, which is, it fucking sucks. You shouldn't have to deal with it, but something can be said about when you feed into what they want, they will do it more often. However, I don't think Tao can sit here and say it's his fault or he can blame himself for things getting worse. At the end of the day, all of this is just because Harry's a fucking twat, and you can't blame yourself for that.
Did he ever say anything to you?
Yeah, sometimes.
What?
Surprise, he's transphobic as well.
Ah, shocker.
I'm not surprised Nick started a fight with him. If Harry's being a dick to Charlie, of course.
Oh, no, careful, El. Tao doesn't know.
Is there something actually going on between Nick and Charlie?
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
There is, isn't there?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Charlie needed to be the one to say this.
They're going out.
Oh, no. Oh, this is going to cause a rift.
Who else knows?
Everyone.
Isaac, Tara, and Darcy.
The Tara and Darcy is what's going to cut the deepest because they're new to the group and that he told them before you.
When did he tell you?
Oh, he's genuinely
watch it,
upset.
Cafe.
This is going to be a real big issue.
I should go. My mum's probably waiting.
Tao,
See you later.
wait.
I knew this would happen. It was obvious. Tao is a person. Let's like, I know I always say character, but as a person, Tao is obviously a very insecure person, and he has not been feeling very secure about his friendship with Charlie this whole time we've been watching the show. So to know that he went and told, in Tao's mind, because we know Charlie hasn't actually told anyone. Nick's told people, and then obviously Charlie's been okay with it because Nick was telling good people. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying Nick had a issue with telling people, but I'm saying that Charlie himself has not actually told anyone. But in Tao's mind, he's probably picturing Charlie running around going, oh my God, Tara and Darcy, me and Nick are going out. Do you know what I mean? This is how Tao's going to be seeing it. And he's going to think that Charlie just wanted to tell everyone else and he couldn't be asked to tell Tao, or it was a hassle to tell Tao and he just didn't care enough to tell Tao. That's where Tao's head is at right now, which is very sad, but not unexpected. And I think that Charlie did need to tell him earlier, but what's done is done. I just hope it doesn't really fuck with their friendship. I hope they can have a sit down and just talk it all through. Charlie, I swear to God, if you listen to those thoughts one more time, I will slap that phone out of your hand. Send. Nice. Well done, my boy. I love him. Like, can I have a Nick Nelson, please? I've had enough. Bit of tension in the air.
Make sure you leave the bedroom door open a tad, okay?
I love that.
Sorry about earlier.
You don't have to apologize. It's completely natural that you'd have an emotional response to it.
I think I know why he hasn't. He thinks that I'll accidentally say something stupid and out Nick to all of Nick's mates.
Oh, why?
Or maybe he just thinks you'll force Nick to watch Donnie Darko like you did with us.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's a very interesting take, that Tao would think that Charlie's scared to tell him because he would accidentally out him to Nick's mates. I don't know if there's an element of truth to that, but that's not how I saw it. I just saw him not being able to tell Tao because he was scared that it would cause Tao to feel a bit resentful towards Charlie. I don't know, or Tao not to agree that Nick is a good guy, because obviously Tao has some feelings towards Nick and his friends. But maybe hearing that Nick got into a fight to defend Charlie will make Tao feel a bit better about it all. I don't know, but I think Tao hasn't spent enough time with Nick and Charlie together to understand that Nick is actually a beautiful human being.
I don't know why I'm so afraid of being alone.
Oh my boy. Okay, let's open that door and let's talk about it. Yeah, he needs to talk to Nick first. The little "so I'm alone" and then he's gonna hang out with Nick instead. That's not gonna hit well, but we'll see. Tao! 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 Fuck, bro.
You okay?
What are you gonna say, Charlie?
Alright, mate.
Oh, you can fuck off.
What's this?
Hey,
Tao and L. Who's L?
just give it back.
Aw, did your girlfriend draw it?
Can you fuck off? Like, honestly. Oh my God, go off, Tao.
I hate you!
Go off, Tao!
You're gonna regret that!
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
So I was thinking about me and you.
No.
Okay.
Charlie.
And I just think,
Charlie.
I mean, the fight with Harry was my fault.
Oh, he's gonna fucking blame himself and then think that he is a hindrance to Nick and that he is causing issues in Nick's life, and he's probably gonna say, I don't think we should be together because of it. I think that's where this is going, which is utter bullshit, Charlie. And I hope that Nick will be able to combat this and realize what it is. It's just Charlie being very insecure and thinking that everything is his fault. But if that's honestly where this is going, please don't. Please don't. That's gonna really upset me.
It was my fault.
How?
Becoming friends with you and, you know, everything that's happened.
How is that your fault? How is that a negative, Charlie?
Maybe
Don't.
it would be better
Don't you dare.
if we just...
Don't you finish that sentence.
Apparently Harry Green's on year 10 by the picnic tables.
Shit. Oh my god, Tao's going full on. Come on, Nick. Nice one.
What happened? Why didn't you tell me about you and Nick?
Oh no, my boy.
Oh, this is all your fault.
No, no, no. Fuck, that's the worst thing that you could have said. The worst thing. You've just confirmed everything in Charlie's head. Bro, no. Oh my god. I need a minute, bro. Fucking hell, mate. Honestly. I'm still a bit speechless because so much happened there. Let's start with Charlie and Nick's conversation at the table. Obviously, Charlie was about to say to Nick, I don't think we should be together, but it wasn't that Charlie was thinking that they shouldn't be together. It's that Charlie thinks that he is a hindrance. Charlie thinks that he is the root cause of all of these issues that are going on for Nick, which is so fucked up. And I hate that Charlie has to go through that mindset. And then not only that, but for Tao to come in and say it's all your fault, that is the last thing that you need. Basically, the only way to get out of these anxiety, intrusive thoughts is to try and be realistic and to ground yourself in the real world and tell yourself, no, they're not real and this is the evidence for why that is not true. That's like one of the main coping mechanisms that people have to try and get intrusive thoughts out of their head. You have to combat it with the reality that that's not true. But Tao saying the sentence, it's all your fault, is the worst thing you could ever say to someone like Charlie, because you've now given him evidence. You've now given him something that he can use to back up all of the negative thoughts in his head, which is so damaging. I don't have words right now for the pain that I am feeling. I just feel so fucking bad for everyone involved. Because obviously, yeah, Tao fucked up by saying that, and I'm not going to sit here and say that Tao didn't fuck up in that sense, but also, I'm not going to sit here and say that Tao is not valid for the feelings he's having, because Charlie should have told him sooner. And I've sat here and watched, 7 episodes of Heartstopper, and I already understand key elements of Tao's personality that would tell me that if he is finding out that he is told last, that's going to cause a tornado in his head, and that's going to cause so many issues. So the fact that Charlie is his best friend should have realized that that was what was going to happen. Now, I know that Charlie has had a lot going on, and that's what makes Heartstopper so interesting, because there's not a single way you can look at things. No person has done one thing and you can attribute them to being evil. Well, actually, hold on, cancel that. Harry, fucking awful, and I hope he has a disgusting life ahead of him. That's all I can say. But moving past that character, most of the other people in this show, they do things wrong, but you can understand why they do them, and you feel bad for them as well. So it's really hard to sit here and say that one person was in the wrong, because it's like a connected network of this person has done wrong, but they've done it because of this, but then this person did that because of this. It's not a very simplistic storyline, which I love, because that's, again, very realistic to real life. A lot of the time in real life, someone will do something to you, and you will think they are an awful person. Why did they do that? But then you hear their side of things, and it starts to make a lot more sense. And I like that they've got that in this show. It really allows the characters to feel more developed. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where my head's at right now. I'm a little bit all over the place because I'm feeling bad for everyone, but I'm also really upset with a lot of people as well. Now, in terms of the people that I hate, Ben and Harry can just go and fuck off and leave this life. I've had enough of them. Those words that Ben used were disgusting. And then even if Harry didn't say the F word to Charlie's face, the fact that he felt comfortable enough to use that word is fucking disgusting. And I'm so proud of Nick for actually standing up to Charlie. And yes, violence isn't always the answer, but you cannot deny that a lot of the times in life, violence is effective. And I think that Nick had every right to punch that fucker in the face. Now, Elle and Tao, and Elle telling Tao the truth about Nick and Charlie, I don't think she had a right to do that. Now, the way that it came out, I don't know. It came out of her mouth way too easily, and she was way too quick to tell Tao the truth, which is annoying. I understand how, from her perspective, though, Tao deserves to know the truth and she's going to feel bad for keeping it from Tao. But at the end of the day, if Charlie has not told Tao, you should know well enough that you telling Tao will not fix the issue. It will make it worse. So I do think she was in the wrong there. So yeah, episode as a whole, fucking painful. I hope next episode we can have a lot of reconciliation between everyone. We can hopefully get Nick, Charlie, and Tao in the same room and just get their feelings out and hopefully mend their relationships, because I can't see this show ending in a negative light. I would see it as something that's going to be repaired next episode. It's just, fuck me, was it painful to watch this episode. But yes, I believe that covers everything I wanted to talk about, so let's move on to Patreon questions. Right, first up, how valid do you think Tao's feelings are in regards to not being told about Nick and Charlie? I think they're very valid, honestly. Like, the minute that Tao had his emotional outburst when he and Elle were sitting there, I knew that it was 100% valid and very true to who Tao is as a person. And I think that if I, as a viewer, can notice that that is exactly how Tao would respond, how his friends didn't realize that is a bit confusing to me, because even Elle sitting there and telling Tao in that moment, she should have known Tao well enough to know that by giving him that information and telling him that everyone knows but you, he's gonna be upset about it and he's gonna explode. And I think that a clear indication of this was when the fight finished and he sort of had a go at Charlie. It wasn't him angry. He was upset. You could hear it in his voice. He was genuinely upset that Charlie had not spoken to him. And yes, the text that he sent to Charlie was horrible, and the things that he said to Charlie was horrible. And I think that when you're such good friends, again, while Charlie needs to have an understanding of Tao, Tao needs to have an understanding of Charlie, and realizing that what he said was fucking horrible, and saying to Charlie that everything's your fault, he should know Charlie well enough and know that his low self-esteem and his problems with his anxiety are gonna make him truly believe that. And we know that Tao doesn't believe that. Tao's just saying it because in that moment he probably does want to hurt Charlie a bit. But that's just, that's a level that you shouldn't go to. And I think that they've both just clearly had a miscommunication issue here. And it's really, really fucked with their relationship. Hopefully next episode they can talk about it, but I don't know. That was really, really dark. Now, moving on, where do you lie on sympathizing with Ben? That, oh my God, sympathizing with Ben? That is an interesting one. I think that if you had asked me that question after episode 1, even though Ben had done so much shit, I would have been a little bit more willing to try and understand Ben and to try and give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt. I don't think you can excuse anything he did in episode 1, but I would be more open to trying to understand him than I am right now, because what he said in that parking lot was so out of line and so fucked up and so clearly based on his own jealousy and insecurities that he's at the point now where I'm probably never going to forgive him, to be honest. I don't care if he becomes a fucking saint in season 2 and him and Charlie become friends. A part of me will never forgive him for what he did. And yeah, his character's ruined. I can't like him. Same with Harry. Now, moving on, what are your thoughts on Elle being one to tell Tao about Nick and Charlie rather than it coming directly from Charlie? I know I've talked about this a lot, but I think that is where Elle really fucked up, because it's not just that she went behind Charlie's back and said it. She should know Tao well enough to know that this would just not go well. It needed to come from Charlie. And if Elle was feeling like Tao needed to know and it was hard for her to keep this secret from Tao, then she should have gone to Charlie and gone, look, I get that this is a confusing time for you and everything, but Tao needs to know. And I just need you to tell him from a friend, because keeping this from him isn't fair. I think that she should have done that. The fact that she didn't say that to Charlie and just immediately went and told Tao, even if it just sort of slipped out of her tongue, she did have a chance to take it back and play the dumb game of being like, I don't know, you should ask Charlie. Do you know what I mean? Just telling Tao was a very big mistake there. Next up, do you think that it was fair for Tao to blame his fighting with Harry on Charlie? No, I don't think so. I mean, Tao himself said in the earlier parts of the episode that he himself is the one that has been instigating a lot of this. So I don't think it's fair for him to blame his fighting on Charlie. But in that moment, I understand why Tao would feel that way, because he's having a lot of negative emotions towards Charlie not telling him the truth. So he's going to attribute a lot of false truths to Charlie. So I get it, but it doesn't make it more okay. And Tao has a lot of apologizing to do on that front, but that's not to say that Charlie still shouldn't apologize for not telling Tao. I just genuinely think they need to sit down and have a convo. Next up, not exactly a question, but what are your feelings about the statement, Harry is the villain of Nick's story and Ben is the villain of Charlie's story? Interesting. Harry is the villain of Nick's story. Yeah. Ben is the villain of Charlie's story. I somewhat agree. I think that is definitely a simpler way to look at it, to say that Harry is definitely the villain of Nick's story because he's the person that's in Nick's friendship group. He's the person that is making Nick question his old life and want to have a new one with Charlie and his friends. But I think it's a bit diminishing at the same time because I agree that also Ben has only really said stuff to Charlie and not to Nick. But I kind of group Harry and Ben as the same kind of thing. They are both the bullies in this situation, and they are both equally affecting both of them. Well, I say equally, they're both equally hurting Charlie more than Nick, but they're also both equally against Nick. So that's the way I kind of see it. It's like, I do agree with that statement in the sense that Harry is definitely causing a lot more issues for Nick than Ben is, and then Ben is being a lot more verbally abusive to Charlie than Harry is to his face, but they both are hurting each other, in my opinion. And then next up, do you think that part of Nick's disgust and refusal to acknowledge some of the rugby boys aren't terrible might also be disgust and anger with his past self mindlessly going along? That is a very, very, very good point. I didn't actually make that connection, but that is 100% what I'm going to go with now because that's so true. Because we've seen in the past, Nick had a memory of not stepping in when Charlie was being bullied, and he felt really bad about that, as we could see. So his refusal to acknowledge that people who might also be like him in the group are actually nice, being because he hated that part of himself, is such an interesting way to look at it. I love that. That's gotta be true. Like, if you look at Nick as a character, he's definitely someone who will regret his past mistakes and someone who will regret being mean, not necessarily being mean, not doing something about it before. And he is taking action now when he is defending Charlie, but a part of him will always feel bad about that. And I think you are definitely correct in that sense, that is why he is refusing to acknowledge that these people might be similar to him in that sense, in the sense that while he may not agree with the things that Harry is saying, he didn't step in and he hates that. So yeah, thank you for asking that. That's a really interesting point of view. Right, next up, what are your thoughts on Harry's behavior towards Nick and Charlie, particularly his motivations for wanting Nick to stay away from Charlie? I think that there is definitely an element of jealousy there. Now, I did see, I don't know if it was that question, but another question did have a paragraph where they basically went into the idea that Harry is jealous of Nick because Nick has this popularity, whereas Harry only has his money. And even Harry's friends were laughing at him when he got into the fight with Tao, so it doesn't really show that they're true friends. And I definitely agree with that 100%. I think that Harry is jealous of Nick and jealous of the fact that Nick can just so easily be liked by people, because the only way that Harry has been able to find that people like him is to make them laugh. And for some reason, he's discovered that being homophobic and transphobic is funny to these people, which blows my mind. And he is using that every single chance he gets. Like, he's walking around with his friends, he sees Tao sitting at the table, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna make myself feel good in my friendship group, and I'm gonna make them laugh. I'm gonna go pick on Tao. It's just like, bro, if that's the only way that you've discovered to make people laugh and to have some kind of friendship, then oh my god, you are fucked for your future. So that's the way that I see it. He's jealous of Nick, and he's jealous of Charlie taking Nick away, not only because he's jealous of Nick himself, but he doesn't like the idea of someone who's popular in their group, who Harry has had some element of control over until this point in time, leaving him and leaving his grips, because Harry has been treating people like pieces of shit for years, and Nick has just stood by doing nothing, therefore sort of allowing Harry to get away with it and sort of bigging Harry himself up, thinking that Nick likes him because of what he's doing. So now that Nick is telling him that it's wrong, and he's not only telling Harry that it's wrong, he's telling Harry it's wrong in front of the other people and sort of undermining Harry's power in the group. I think that is why he's getting really pissy with Charlie and Nick, because he's not liking this change in the power dynamics. But yes, moving on, we have the final question. The broken glass and mirrors theme made me feel like this was intended to be the darkest of the first 7 episodes. Do you feel that it was actually dark or substantially darker than the others? I like that, because I did have a thought about that, but I didn't voice it. That it was very interesting how the whole vibe of this episode in terms of the art style was a lot darker than we've seen before. And it was the first time that going into the episode, I was a bit apprehensive because obviously we've got the title Bully and then you've got the smashed glass. It was kind of like, uh-oh, what's going to happen here? Is this going to be the first time Heartstopper's truly going to go into the negative side of things? Because we've had negative things happen in the past, but it's still been filled with a lot of very cute, very nice scenes. Whereas that was very different this episode. Yeah, we had the nice scene at the very beginning of them going to the cinema and Nick saying "cha," which, oh my god, my heart fluttered. But from that point onwards, it was just kind of shit for everyone involved. So I do definitely agree that it made it darker. And then this person also did state that, do I think that the art style being different would have impacted my opinion of the show? And while I don't think that the art style being different would have made me not love it as much as I do think that it adds a very unique aspect to Heartstopper and it makes it feel very joyful. Like when I see those leaves, those cartoon leaves falling from the sky, it's so cute and it really makes you feel wholesome and like warm inside. Whereas obviously, like you said, this episode, a lot darker, we didn't have that and I didn't feel that. So I think it does have an impact, but in terms of the show as a whole, I think this show is going to be a success no matter what. Like, the storylines that they've gone down and the amount of fucking effort they've put into this and the amount of realism they've put into this would have made it just skyrocket in popularity no matter what. But yeah, definitely, the art style is definitely unique and fucking cute. But yes, with all of that said, that was episode 7 of Heartstopper. We have one more left, which, even though it's really sad and I don't know how I'm going to be able to cope without it, the fact that we know we have 2 more seasons set in stone really does make me feel better, because imagine if we were ending this season not knowing. Like, imagine if I was watching the finale not knowing if we get another. I would be fucking crying, but knowing that we have 2 more set in stone is beautiful. Even though we have to wait a year, we have other shows to fill in the gap. We've got Love Victor, which I'm going to be doing reactions to. We have got Young Royals towards the end of the year, which again, going to be doing reactions to. So we've got our queer storyline fillers while we wait for Heartstopper, because honestly, Heartstopper has raised the game so fucking high that all of these other queer shows, I don't know, they're gonna have to do a lot to keep up with that quality. So yes, with that said, thank you very much for watching. It was another fantastic episode. I've left a link down below to my Patreon. Be able to find the early and uncut reactions to Heartstopper and all the other shows that I do. I've also left a link to my Twitch, my Discord, and my socials, so be sure to follow them if you are interested. And yes, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.